Okay, folks, Brian, RPG Day 2022, day number 10. Oh, almost caught up, but I think it's going to be the last one we're going to get to tonight. Anyway, when did or will you start game mastering? Now, I dabbled minusculely in GMing when we were in high school, I believe. I know I tried to run a game my freshman year in college. It was a complete failure. Oh, but when I was going to BYU, I tried running another fantasy trip game, and it only did one session. Oh, tried running some when I was in flight school. That didn't last very long either. Oh, then a couple, oh, it had been 2016, 2017. No, 2017, it must have been 2017. I got a group of us older fellows at church. Found out a couple of them games. Found out from them that other guys' games. We got a little group together, and we were playing Fifth Edition D&D. And at some point in there, I started running Princes of the Apocalypse, but it got to a certain point where something had occurred, and we didn't get back together, and it just kind of collapsed from there for a number of reasons. But when I really started game mastering was in 2018 when Chaosium published RuneQuest role-playing in Glorantha. I really liked the RuneQuest system. I actually had one of the red leatherette systems. Not sure what that was all about. We also had the normal white cover with the shield monster and the girl on it. But there was something about this Bronze Age-ish role playing that I really liked it. First introduction to the percentile system, which really resonates with me. We played that. It was after our freshman year in college. We were back at home. Somebody was running that. I don't remember now who. I think it was Rick. Rick was running that. And there was just, that flavor I liked a lot. And then when Chaosium came out with the new edition, I started drinking the Kool-Aid. I went all in. The company was asking for GMs to come and run games for Origins, so I said, "Yeah, Todd, sign me up." So I went to Ohio and ran some RuneQuest role playing grant. There was two scenarios. There was the Broken Tower, which I loved, and there was Stealing the Eye, which was cool, except there's some not mechanics. There's some presentation issues that I had with that one. And then I think they needed some folks to run some other stuff. So, I'm here, might as well, run stuff for you. Then I went to Gen Con that year and I ran the Broken Tower a number of times and Stealing the Eye a handful of times, and ran my first, I believe, demo game for Call of Cthulhu, which is a cute little scenario. I like doing that. It was a lot of fun. And so I've been running games for Chaosium at conventions since then. I know I did a couple of PAX Unplugged, but it was more Cthulhu than RuneQuest, and so I do not like Philadelphia. So it's got to the point where, okay, I'm not driving up there anymore. And Origins, because there's a group, a gaming group local that does Call of Cthulhu, in case we didn't want to step on their toes, that we don't go to Origins anymore. Although Todd connected us saying, "Hey, get a hold of this guy if you want to run some Chaosium games, you know, for Chaosium with them, kind of deal." But the guy never called me back or contacted me back. So I won't be doing Origins anymore. Been doing Gen Con every summer they've had Gen Con. I've been there. The 2020 was it when they did the virtual? I did virtual Gen Con, and then I went to Wisconsin. What was that? Game Hole Con. Did Game Hole Con again? Not enough bang in the buck for me to do that trip, so I won't be doing that one anymore either. I did go to Chaosium Con this past year. Was the first one. I didn't run anything though. I just played. I played all that game, all those sessions, and then I started my home game. Actually, I started Skyping into my buddy Bruce's game. He runs a RuneQuest 3 system, um, and it was in a fantasy, not fantasy, it was in a science fiction environment. And the players in the game had just transitioned from a fantasy system into the science fiction arena. Doppelgangers kind of stuff, weird things happening with them. So that's when I stepped in after they were already here. So my character started out in science fiction, and then we just, not recently, but somewhere along the way, we ended up going through a gate and ended up in this fantasy world, and that's where we are now playing. But after I started Skyping into his game, he kept pushing me to play or to run something with RQG. So I started running, and I brought in some guys from the Ethernet. A couple really good players, one really not so good player, and then other people getting things in life not meshing up anymore. So went through a number of players in and out, in and out, and out. The current group I have though seems fairly solid. Obviously, my buddy Bruce, and then Mike, and then there's Pete and Michael. Yeah, I think that's all of us. Had my son playing a game for a while. Um, didn't really playstyles didn't mesh well. I had some other folks come in and their playstyles again don't mesh well. I've reached out a couple times to people looking for a game. Hey, this is my style. Check out my channel. See if my style matches what you're looking for. Because yeah, when playstyles don't mesh, the fireworks just don't happen. And so I've been running that campaign now probably since the summer of 2018. We've gone through. We're in spring. We're in water season, which is spring of 1628, I believe. So it's been like a year and a half, maybe 2.5 years. Just over 2 years because 10 plus seasons. Because we had a guy who ended up dying, and so since everybody starts at 21, I had their character run some previous experience stuff to catch them up to where we are, kind of deal. But I started drinking the Kool-Aid. I bought every piece of Glorantha lore that I could find, and I start making my scenarios and stuff, and I'll search through all my documents, all my PDFs. Okay, is anybody talk about this? Anybody talk about that? About the huge 2-volume? Can you see it there? The big brown books. There they are. The Guide to Glorantha. That was my first real big purchase. And I've even gone back and bought some of the. I had previously picked up some of the MRQ stuff, but some of the Second Age Glorantha stuff, just to get material, something that makes some sense, so I can try and pull stuff together, and to build my scenarios from it. Okay, I'm looking for something that fits this mindset, this mold, this box, and I'm searching around for stuff, or this location, what happened in this place, and what was written about it, and just flushing from there. And it's been a lot of fun. So that's my game mastering. Pretty much 2022, 4 years, pretty much 4 years. And it's been a lot of fun. Happy gaming.